Alright, so Phish dropping into Walnut Creek for a one-night stay. Got a faulty plan opener tonight. They follow that up with Funky Bitch. Okay, not a bad start to a show. Then kind of calming it down right off the bat after Funky Bitch with Ocelot. Then the Wedge, a little bit of jamming in the Wedge like you're always going to get. And then Wombat coming out of nowhere. Starting to feel like, you know, maybe if they feel like they're having a good set, they'll sneak in a Wombat. Used to be pretty much a dead ringer with Catapult. I mean, there was a time when that was the sign. Download it. You see Catapult in the set list, you got to get it. Wombat feels that way. Now, I'm sure somebody will correct me and fact check that and be like, no, actually, these shows sucked and they played Wombat. There hadn't been a whole lot of Wombats on record, but all right. So that's just the overall feeling. Tonight, you know, felt like the set was going good. The Wombat really jams. I don't know what happened after Wombat. I got a little confused. Trey's talking. Fishman's mumbling something about bugs. I believe Mike said he has a locust. I don't know if Paige said anything. Trey then, you know, as he's starting to regain his composure, it looks like he dodged a flying moth or something across the stage. I don't know what was going on. He had an opportunity, though. Well, never mind that. I had some Jim Morrison joke, but it's not happening. Wasn't feeling the Jim Morrison line right there. I don't know how many people would have got it anyhow. So then Guelah Papyrus after the Wombat madness. Birds of a Feather, that seems like it's in regular rotation now. I don't know how many times they've played it, but feels like the last year or two, you know, we're getting a lot of Birds of a Feather. Never with a big giant jam like I'd hoped for. You know, that was one of the early songs that got me into Phish. That and Limb by Limb. My early days, there was a lot of shows with Birds and Limb by Limb I was all over. And like I said, if Catapult, I'm dead every time. And then Timber, all right, Timber. That's becoming one of my favorite first set songs. Then the Limb by Limb. Then we end it with, you know, perhaps the biggest chomper hit of all time, Farmhouse. Although, oddly enough, I kind of enjoyed Farmhouse tonight. But then they followed that up with more. Like, all right, you know, we got Susie, Zero, and Julius the other night. It felt like more's on the board. Then closing the first set with more. Felt like it had always closed the second set. Then we got it as an encore. Again, somebody will fact check. Maybe like, nope, they closed first sets with it also. Then Meatstick opened up the second set. I think those bros, or at least one of those kids from the Humans of Phish page on Instagram, that's his favorite Phish song, Meatstick. Let's check back with that kid in a couple of years. He'll be like, God damn, I said Meatstick was my favorite Phish song. I mean, I like Meatstick. It's a fun song. Cool to see live, but your favorite? Then Drowned after that, coming in the second slot in the second set. A nice jam in Drowned, of course. Then NICU sneaking in there. Thread, I think making its first appearance of the summer. All right, you know, that song's, they've played it a few times last year. Got it now once this year. Hopefully it's a thing. Out of all the new songs, that's one of my favorites. And then we get crazy with the Runaway Jim, Run Like an Antelope, Jim, Antelope. Very, very smooth transitions. Recently I was talking to somebody about stuff like that. Was part of the reason I started liking these guys in the first place. You know, they were looking at me like, what's so cool about that? They play a song and then they go into another song and then they go back to the original song. Yeah, man, I don't know why. It's cool though. Tonight it was real cool. It just seemed like it was a nice transition from one to the next, to the next, to the next. Snuck a Makisupa in there right when you get into everybody's favorite part of Antelope. They go into Makisupa, then coming back to Antelope, then finishing the set strong with a Will You Enjoy Myself. Then of course we get a Day in the Life encore. Couldn't expect a whole lot from the encore after the madness of the Jim and the Antelope, getting everybody all fired up. It was awesome. So, you know, and I'm right around there somewhere, and like I said, I like Thread, but the Drown Jam was nice, but somewhere during Thread, I was kind of thinking, maybe this first set's going to win tonight. Nah, I don't think the first set won after the Jim Antelope. I felt like, oh yeah, that's what it was. I was going to mention the Farmhouse thing too. Oh God, yeah. And as I think of the Farmhouse tease, I already forget what they were teasing, but he was flat out playing something in Farmhouse. The other night, though, you know, you guys know how I feel about Steam. I check in and out on Steam. Apparently he teased some Zappa the other night. So now I'm like, oh man, so now I gotta start sitting through Steam. Nah, it's alright. Just a tease. Be alright. Alright guys, in and out of North Carolina, and boom. Was that everything? Did we get it? Did we say Chomper at all? So the guy was rocking the Chomper's grill tonight. Iculus and Chuck checking in. Alright, boom. We're out of here. They call it Grasshopper.